Welcome to the Mayor's Show. As always, we have a very informative show for you today. We're going to talk a lot about transportation, which, as you know, has always been something that I've been very involved with here since the day I took office. And we're going to talk about TMA Bucks, which I was a member of for many years, still a member, but with a great bunch of people. We took it off to many, many places. And today, the TMA Bucks is one of the most important transportation. It is in Bucks County and across the state of Pennsylvania. And with me today, I have our director of the TMA Bucks, Bill Brady. Bill, good
Mayor,
to have you here today.
how are you?
I'm doing great.
You're being a little shy here. It's not that you've been active with TMA Bucks, it's that you're the founder of TMA Bucks.
Well,
we wouldn't have been here if you didn't start it back in 1998.
And I think you came right on board.
Absolutely.
As a member in those days. Yeah, that's a long time ago. So my memory, you know, you get older, your memory goes a little bit on you. But good to have you here, Bill.
Glad to be here.
And I know at this organization now you're in your second year over.
Right,
so
right. Just finishing up my second year.
Second year as executive director, and certainly you know about it. You've been there since the beginning.
Yes.
And now you're actually running the whole show and doing a great job, by the way. And today I want you to open up by giving a little explanation of TMA Bucks and what it does and what's our goals.
Well, it's interesting. TMA, we actually do three things. Number one, we are an advocacy organization, which means we go out and we support a point of view, or we support and recommend four things. And we focus on three key areas. We focus on roadway work, trying to make roadways safe, trying to help municipalities and help developers and stuff work to good solutions to come out from a practical side. But we also advocate on transit. So utilization, bringing transit into the consideration, using transit as a way to help reduce congestion. And the third thing we do is safety. And we operate a number of different safety programs that we operate here in the county and try and do. So those three focus areas take us to what the TMA is about.
It actually gets into the schools, even with seatbelt safety.
Yes.
That's been going on for years, and I know you always give awards for those youngsters. Well, we're talking about awards. I know you also have where you give out scholarships.
Yes, we have a foundation, and we do scholarships for high school seniors who are actually going to be going to college, focusing on either engineering or planning or one of the more technical fields. And we offer a scholarship out to that. One of the scholarships we have is the Mayor Joseph DiGirolamo Scholarship.
Yeah, that was an honor after I retired.
Yes.
But if there's any youngsters out there, remember that you're in your senior year to look for the applications at Bucks County High School.
And we have that in the guidance office, so they can go right to the guidance office and ask for the TMA applications.
Yeah, it's important. It's really nice. I mean, it helps out a lot. Go ahead, Bill. I interrupted you.
Sure, that's okay. So that's where we focus on, and that's what we do. That's our goal as a TMA. We're a membership-driven organization. We have people that join us, whether it be the municipalities or the engineering companies, developers, people such as that. We have some individuals, some companies and stuff like that, all collectively that help make us a strong voice for something that's important, that affects everybody on their daily life.
Yeah, I don't know if everybody realizes that, Bill, but everything that we do, whether you own a company, whether you're going to work and you don't, transportation, let's face it, it's everything.
It's there. Right.
We need it, and I know some of the goals, we might want to talk about that, some of the goals TMA is working on right now. I know rail is big.
We have a number of different things that we're doing. We're working on, we work very closely with SEPTA on trying to develop routes. You know, one of the success stories I talk about, it was actually when you chaired the board, we started with a company right here in Bensalem. And it was AccuWeld.
AccuWeld, yep,
and
remember.
They had a problem. We were able to help provide a shuttle service between the train and AccuWeld. And that became so successful, and utilization of that was so high that SEPTA was able to come in and make that a permanent part of the route. And if you think about it, that's what it should be about. We should be able to incubate these routes, get them to a successful point so SEPTA can take it over and operate it.
And, you know, that's many years ago, and since then, I know there's been many times that the TMA has come in and helped out and lobbied very heavily to get that stuff done. And that's where you come in. I know you on a daily basis you're working on those things.
Yes.
I want to talk just a little bit about the Pope's visit, and we can't give a lot of information because we don't know it. So we're not going to try to give you a lot. But one thing that the TMA does know is the rail lines. So why don't you bring us up to date
Yeah,
on that?
let's talk a little bit about that. The SEPTA rolled out 2 weeks ago, rolled out their plan for rail service. And it's interesting how they approached the problem. Everybody go back to the '08, the World Series with the Phillies, and how the rail system, people couldn't get on. People were waiting for the train to go down to go downtown, and they couldn't
By the
get
way,
on the
that was
train.
a much smaller.
Much smaller crowd.
yeah.
They're expecting somewhere between 1.5 and 2 million people to come into town. That's going to better than double the size of the population in the city of Philadelphia. It's huge. And so what SEPTA said was, what's the maximum number of people that we can put on our system? And then they designed an operating plan based on that. So what they've done is they've come out.
Remember, we're talking rail now.
Right. This is only rail.
Yeah.
They looked at we have 4 rail lines in Bucks County, but only 3 will operate. So the Trenton line will have 2 stops, one in Croydon and one at Cornwall Heights. Then from there it'll express service directly into Center City, and then come back up and take more people down and run that loop. When it's coming up from Center City, it's going to come back up empty so they can move quicker, no stops. And they'll continue that shuttle all throughout the morning and midway through the afternoons. Then they'll flip it around. Then all that service will come back, running from Center City back up. On the West Trenton line, they're going to operate out of the Woodburn station, and on the Warminster line, they're going to operate out of Warminster train station. They're the only stops on those lines. There's nothing out of Doylestown. That segment of the Lansdale line, they have to go to Lansdale to catch the train. So it's and they're going to do that throughout their system. They're only doing 1, maybe 2 stops on any given line, and express service in. The people will have to pre-purchase tickets online. It's $10 for your round, and wherever you buy a ticket for. Say you buy a ticket to go out of Cornwall Heights, you cannot get on at Warminster. You have to get on at Cornwall Heights. And the same thing, your ticket's only good to come back to Cornwall Heights.
I think it'd be a good idea. I know the email site will be up there and everything,
Yes.
and telephone number, to stay in touch with the TMA, to keep you up to date
Yes.
on everything. They'll be glad, and as you can see, it's on the screen now. So
Yes.
all that information on a daily basis, you can call the TMA, and Bill and
Yes.
all of the people over there will be glad to answer your questions as we get closer, because you never know what they're going to change. It's
Right.
a big event. I mean,
You
my
know,
goodness gracious.
It's huge, and the impact that it's going to have, also when they roll out, they're going to be rolling out after Labor Day. They're going to roll out a road plan. So some roads may be closed, some of the major roads may
Yeah.
get closed, and people coming from outside the region, coming into the region, are going to find out a road's closed. They're going to be bailing out, coming onto the local roads. So the impact is huge. And as I tell people, you may be have nothing to do with the Pope. You may be looking to go to a soccer game. So to leave your house and get to that soccer game may not be a 10-minute ride. It may be a 2-hour ride.
They may be canceling a lot
And
of
they may,
those
well,
games,
that's
those-
exactly
those-
right. And the other impact is this. So if I have a business here in Bensalem, and I have employees that work the overnight that are coming up maybe by train, they live in the city and they're coming out, they may not be able to get to work that weekend. Or the people that live in the suburbs, out here in Bensalem or anywhere in the county, they're looking to go downtown. Say you work the overnight
Sure.
shift at Hahnemann or something like that. It's huge. The
Oh.
impact is huge. That weekend, it's going to be tough. There's 3 points that I tell people. Be patient, be flexible, and be prepared. That's all you can do, because you're going to have to sort of react at the moment. One of the things SEPTA's going to do is, just like when you go to Disney World and there's a queue line and you weave through the line and everything, that's how it's going to be at the train stations. They're going to have queue lines set up, as well as at Marshall's. When the parking lot's full, it's full. You'll have to go find alternate
Yeah,
sites.
I think as the media and everything hypes this thing up, a lot of people are not going to come. I think they're going to say, listen
Well,
to that.
Someone
You know?
told me this the other day. They're expecting 7,000 tour buses. Now, what does 7,000 tour buses look like? If you went from the Ben Franklin Bridge straight out
You make it to the shore?
Two lines, no, straight west. Two-lane
Oh,
road
west,
going
okay.
straight west from the Ben Franklin Bridge. The base of Ben Franklin Bridge, it goes all the way to the Morgantown exit of the Pennsylvania Turnpike. That's 7,000
That's
buses.
a lot of parking.
Yes.
But
It's
anyway.
huge. And
but
someone took the time to calculate that out, by the way.
Again, for some accurate information on a daily, weekly, and a monthly is only a few months away. Call the TMA, email over there, and I'm sure they'll give you all the information you need because they're staying on top of it. This is transportation. Let's talk a little bit about I-95.
Oh.
And you know, it's funny, but all the intersections being done, we're not even on the radar for
We're still
I-95 and Street Road.
We're still pushing for that. I know we will get there. There's
Not in my lifetime.
yes.
Yours, maybe.
Now, I'll tell you, there's a lot of advocacy we're doing about Street Road and I-95 and having that improved, and we'll get there. Everybody's sort of bobbing their head and nodding and saying, yes, I agree, there's a problem. So now it's a matter of fitting it in against everything else that's there. But we will get there. I-95 itself has a lot going on. Not only connecting with the Turnpike and that project that's going on, but also the redecking project, which the next phase that they're just going to have already actually started. That's going to be more impactful than the current phase that we just went through with all the work that's being done. We'll be talking to, and a lot of people will be hearing more from us because we're going to be talking about alternatives. Going downtown, and we will, as we keep pointing out to PennDOT and to the regional people, we're saying, realize it's not just going to work. It's people that are looking to go to dinner. It's people that are looking to go to the ball game. It's people that are looking to go to a concert or a theater show. It's all of those things that impacts the volume of traffic on 95. And we, as living in Bucks County, that's our major way to the city if we're going downtown. And we have to look at that and what alternatives do we have and can we make it work?
Bill, I was on 95 on Saturday at about 3 o'clock. Both ways, north and south, was stopped traffic. On a Saturday, that's not a work, that's not just people moving. And one of the ways to solve the problem, especially if you work in Philadelphia, is trains.
Yes. Well, SEPTA did something that's really good. They went out just in the spring here and went out and put an order in for double-decker trains, much like you would see if you went out of Trenton going up to New York with New Jersey Transit. Well, that can add anywhere from 20 to 30 people per car. If they run a 7-car train, that's another 200 people that they're putting on the train each time. And they're going to run them on the Trenton line. And they did that. They can do it because there's no clearance issues. They're able to put them in and just do that to help increase the volume and capacity. No, because this 95 work is going to continue for another 5 years.
Wait till they get to Street Road when they do get there.
Yes.
It'll be worse than what it is now. And hopefully we have some alternatives we're speaking, but it's tough. It's tough.
What we have to say is it's short-term gain for long-term improvement, right? We've heard that so many times over the years, and we have to remember in this type of work, short-term may be 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, short-term could be 10 with the way that we're moving on the roads. And I know Route 13 up through Bristol and all that area has been a bear.
It's been tough. One of the biggest challenges has been when they put the shovel or the backhoe in the ground and they're finding stuff that they didn't know was there. So that has truly delayed the project. It now looks like there's some light at the end of that tunnel and they seem to be thinking they may be able to get close and be wrapping this up. And that's been a long project that is actually running behind schedule. It's rare. Most of the projects are running ahead of schedule. This particular project's running behind, and it's because of the unknown. And that's one of the challenges, you know.
You know, I just want to, as we're talking, not too much to do with the TMA, but on our local roads, as every year we try to do so many of them, the last 2 winters have been brutal. I mean, brutal on the roads. It's been a bear. I mean, we're trying to do as much as we can, you know. Money's so tough and tight, and nobody loves to raise taxes, you know, and it's a problem. But imagine throughout the state, they're going through this all over the state of Pennsylvania.
And a lot of municipalities, such as yours, has run into a problem in the springtime. It was cold enough through the spring where you were late being able to start because of getting the plants open.
Yep, and the rains.
And then the rain, right.
rains.
And then that just delays when you're able to fix this problem. And in the meantime, those potholes are only getting worse.
Yeah, yeah. I'm going to give you kind of the last word and talk about anything else we should be talking about the TMA. And by the way, TMA stands for Transportation Management Association. So it is association, right?
Yes, association.
I told you I'm getting older. And but anything you can bring us up to date on, you have the last word.
Well, I would be remiss if I didn't ask for this. Everybody who's like, big problem, work zone safety. A lot of work going on, whether it be 95 and the turnpike or just local paving. Please slow down. If they're able to drive slower, be aware, be focused on what's going on. The flaggers, pay attention to them, respect them, give enough room, give enough clearance. Work zone injury and work zone safety, it wasn't too long ago, a couple months back, right on the turnpike here.
Twice.
Right. The people were just, and again, work zone safety, whether you be on a local road here or on the interstate out in Iowa, respect the workers that are there. There's someone who's just trying to do their job and go home that night to their family. So if we can just be safe in general in the work zones, that would be the most important.
It's a good message. Anything else you can think of that?
Well, it's summertime.
You got tons of stuff.
Summertime driving tips. You're going to take the car out on the road. You want to go take the family and go on a road trip. Do some simple checks for yourself so you can have a safety. Check your tire pressure. Make sure your tire pressure is right. Check your windshield washer fluid and your windshield wiper blades to make sure that they're good in good operating conditions. Some of the basic stuff that you don't need to do, but other than just to make sure your vehicle's safe and operating on the road.
Yeah, well, look at us. We jump in these cars. We don't even think of it anymore.
Right.
I don't know if anybody's looking at their oil light even anymore. A light will come on if there's something wrong with the engine.
It tells you, that's exactly right. It tells you, now it measures the viscosity of the oil, so it knows, well, oh, geez, I got 1% life left. We used to go by miles.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, if you have anything else to add, this is your shot.
Well, again, I want to, thank you for the time today, but also thank you for all your guidance and assistance over the years. You've taken transportation very seriously.
And we still do.
And it's meant a lot to us within the industry. And through your leadership, we've been able to get TMA Bucks to a successful point. And,
good teamwork, brother. You still do. That's what it takes. You need that team there. You're leading, but you need a team with you.
Absolutely.
Kind of not like the Phillies right now. Okay.
Well, they're trying to change the leadership.
Yeah, right.
Right.
And hopefully the Eagles will show their way this year on team leadership. Bill,
Mayor,
God bless you. Good luck to you.
Thank you. Always a pleasure.
And your family, and good to have you here. And we'll have you back. Transportation support. Don't forget, you can email, call. You're going to have a lot of transportation problems. Not just about the Pope now. You hear something transportation, call the TMA Bucks. And hopefully we can work things out for you. I'm still saying we. It's like
you should. You're still a member.
And we try to make things right, make transportation easier, make sure you can get where you're going. And I know, I'm telling you, 95 today, if you're going in town, you better figure an hour at the least, at any time of the day almost. So be smart. I like the patient part. It takes a lot to be patient on there. What were the other two? Patient?
Be patient, be flexible, and be prepared.
Okay, what's the flexible part?
Well, okay, geez, I normally go down 95 every day to go to work, or I go down
another way.
You know what, geez, maybe I ought to go to Route 1 and go down the Boulevard.
Okay.
Or maybe I ought to be on the train, So if I'm able to do those things and look at what my alternatives are.
So if I do that alternative, and it's bad, I can cuss you for
Oh, absolutely, please. You know what that nut said?
Anyway, it's a great show. I hope you get information. Anything you need more, use the telephone, email. Until next time, everybody, God bless.